in the My Settings panel of the game.
All right. Broadcast has begun.
Whoa. Woo!
I'm recording.
I'm trying to get the link. Here we are.
Yeah. The link.
I'll put it in.
Barcode. The great link.
Oh, yes. There we are. The great link is full of jerks. Show barcodes. I don't see any barcodes.
It says it's under My Settings. Whatever.
Why do you need a barcode?
I don't know what the barcode
I'm
is
trying to
for.
get into the iPad Roll20, and it.
Oh, wait.
places-
There's a button that says QR code for tablet. Perhaps that is...
I bet that's it.
Totally foobard.
Yeah.
I pressed that button, and now I see a QR code. Do you want me to describe it to you, Steve?
All right, start in the upper left corner.
I don't know why.
White, black, white, gray.
Yeah, everything about QR codes is already a little funny to me. But that was just that made me
This
happy.
is just another in the long list of things that make Roll20 a cluster.
Just the indignity of it all.
And yet, let me tell you how much better this is than what we used to have.
You could share your screen, I guess.
Actually, that's kind of them. That way we get to see what Scott's planning, too. So this will be really helpful.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm not sharing my screen.
All right. Well, I'll just have to guess what my character's stats
Well,
are.
you should go to, if you go to the little gear icon, My Settings, and then scroll all the way down, I bet there's a little button that says QR code for tablet
No, I think that's just you.
under experimental features.
No, I have no such thing.
I don't have it either.
Well, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'll, I can, it's an image. Here, I'll drop this image into Slack.
Seamless. Oh, we're going to Slack now. Yeah, let's throw Slack into
QR
the-
code with future people.
It's a good idea.
What could go wrong?
Why
I
does he
will
need a
mail you
code?
this QR code. It will arrive in 5 to 7 business days.
I still occasionally get emails from people who have a QR code in their email signature, and it's just like, I don't know. I guess that's how I feel if I, like 10 years ago, getting an email from somebody like at AOL.com. So now it's, yeah.
Are you sure it's not some sort of malware vector?
There
like
it
some
is!
really bad malware vector.
There it is.
It's like the equivalent of being like, this is an email from a caveman.
Here we go. Oh, boy, that was fast.
I mean, when you think about it, those cave paintings were the earliest QR codes.
That's not, no.
Nope. Yep. Think about it.
No.
I'm still thinking. No.
All right, so
all right.
I did that, and
Did
it
you
goes
scan
back to the screen. And then I try to do it, and it makes me scan it again.
Oh,
It's,
it seems like it's seamless.
So yeah, it's a piece of crap. Oh well, I guess I'll have to avoid the iPad this time.
Maybe
Oh wait, the third time's the charm.
Perfect. Seamless. All right, well, I'm recording. We're broadcasting.
We're 2/3 of the way there. We just need to do something now.
We should start. Welcome, everybody. So when we last left off, you had entered the town of Kled. You met a bunch of people. You told a bunch of lies.
So many lies.
I still feel bad about that.
You found out about a cave that was full of treasure, apparently.
Trickle Rock Cave.
Trickle Rock
Yes.
Cave. The owner of the Melico Stoneworks told you about this cave. And off you went. Well, you spent the night in Cled at the Swinging Sword Inn. And then you went off to the cave, where you found it was a very large cave. Everybody was bored until you entered the internal chamber, in which a tiny baby beholder called a spectator was
Beholder lit.
floating. And I had thought about making it a full beholder, but I'm glad I didn't, because the tiny
So
baby
are we.
beholder nearly
Yep.
killed you all. But you killed it. And then you saw some treasure, and Umlal was very excited, ran to the chest, and the chest, he stuck to the chest. All right, Dan, a mimic, and that's where we
I'm
start.
stuck to the chest.
Now the
and
master
chest is
suggests that
stuck on
only
me.
Carlos and Amlal are in the room, and the rest of us are hiding around the
Yeah,
corner. Is
That
that
is correct.
Yes.
I'll-
As
that
far
sounds
as-
right?
As
It
far as
sounds
Regdar is
accurate.
concerned, we can just
Hiding.
leave. We can just leave.
And during this battle, Umlal had laid into Regdar pretty heavily.
Regdar remembers this.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry. That's a mistake. That didn't happen.
Some
think you're mis- I
spells
think
were
you're mistaken.
reflected and shattered the group.
Hearts were broken.
Hearts were broken. Promises were made.
They were.
And now I guess we should just start with initiative.
We're rolling new initiative.
We'll roll a new initiative because I do not remember the old initiative.
That's
Smart.
It seems fair, I think.
I bet mine was better before.
By the way, in case you've forgotten, I am a 3-creen bard.
I thought we'd skip that. We do that all
I
the time.
try
People
every
complain,
time to forget, Steve.
Steve.
I have not been able to.
Steve, nobody cares. Nobody cares, Steve.
I care.
think
I
somebody
care.
cares.
Sure,
Somebody
you're
out there
beloved.
cares, damn it.
You're
I'm gonna
literally
find
on
them.
it. You're literally on the T-shirt, but nobody cares.
Do you remember what sex and or gender your 3-green bard is?
Female.
That was a problem last time.
Excellent. So Steve and Dan, you both have the same initiative. So in the new Enlightened 5th edition, you can choose who goes first, if you like.
Aw.
Well, I should definitely wait to get eaten by... Actually, you know what? I'm going to wait for Kachka because maybe he'll, come
Save
help.
you?
Maybe. We'll
All right.
see.
Maybe.
Also,
I'm
she.
50-50.
She.
So
See,
you get
I
yourself
already blew
attacked
it.
by a fake chest, and then you just stand there waiting for people to fix it.
It's like... this not like any chest I'll ever run into before. It kind of handsy.
It's giving you a hug with its teeth.
Is Umwell still filled? I thought you were going to get over that once you got over your jet lag. So,
Nope. We're doubling down.
didn't lean into
Prove
it, Dan?
popular with the fans.
I may bring back the
Shara.
Kachka voice if this keeps up. Watch out.
Shara, your turn. Shara. I'm not
Shara.
going to remember. Shara. Okay.
Okay, so from over here, did I hear him scream? Do I know what's going on? Because I'm around the corner.
Roll
Well, it doesn't really
a,
scream.
Perception check.
Okay. So sorry, I'm not well acquainted with this character yet. So I rolled a 19 and my
You heard
okay.
what sounds, the unmistakable sounds of a treasure chest attacking a party member.
It's very distinctive.
Unmistakable.
The clanking of metal and wood is
Oh, wow.
okay.
Sounds
So
Oh.
my speed is 30, so I guess I'm just gonna start running. And it looks like that's
And
about
these
as
squares are 5 feet.
close as.
I say that because in other maps they will be 10 feet.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. Well, I think all I can do is get about here, and I don't think I can get a good view of it. So I think that's my.
it is your view is disrupted by a column.
Yeah, that's okay. Yep. Okay. So I'm coming, giant guy, but I don't know.
Giant guy.
I don't know. You're on your own so far. But now it's Carlos's turn with his new improved initiative.
Yes, and Carlos loves to run, and so he runs away and leaves Umlal to the treasure.
Me thought we friends.
Carlos
Why can't we?
Carlos runs up to the mimic and hits it with his warhammer because he can do that.
Or attempts to hit it.
25 versus
Yeah.
AC.
You were correct. You hit it.
12 damage.
All right. The chest has
And
been.
that's attack number 1, but I get to dual attack, Scott.
Well, all right.
Right. Level 5.
18 versus AC.
18 versus AC will hit.
17 damage.
That was
Nice.
me dramatically scanning this webpage to figure out what the AC was. All right. It's still fine. Well, fine, relative term, but it's okay. It does have Umlal grappled, and it is now its turn, so it's going to attempt to devour Umlal.
Good luck
'cause
with that.
That's the way this thing does. That's how it eats.
I'm still sad about hitting Regdar. Maybe he should just get eaten.
I think this chest size are bigger than its stomach, which it doesn't have because it's a chest.
Does an
Actually,
18...
isn't it all stomach basically? When you think about it.
Well,
Interesting
that's
point.
true. And wasn't it inside us all along? 18 versus AC on Umlal.
My AC appears to be 16.
Well, then you appear to take 4 points of piercing damage and 6 points of acid damage as this tongue kind of wraps around you and slobbers all over you.
Ow. All right, so that's 10 points of damage.
Interesting.
You appear to take 10 points of damage.
Oh, yeah, sorry. But in fact, I am fine.
Yeah, but
an
Umlal, you gotta
illusion.
play it up. So
that really hurt. Ooh.
Play along. It's a theater of the mind, people.
Yes, good
Kachka.
job, chest. Good bite.
Kachka, you see one of your party members run into the room,
Yes. That's great.
and I
Good
hear
stuff, good
Umlal.
stuff,
I
good stuff.
imagine Umlal made some kind of sound of distress as a chest hit into him.
I do so love watching my party members run. It's great. I also am going to run into the room because it looked like a huge amount of fun. So I'm going to.
Leisurely stroll.
No, I'm going to run. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4,
Buckle my shoe.
5,
Yes.
6. Can I see that mimic from where I'm standing?
Can you see a mimic from there? No.
All right. If I move one more square, because I got one more.
You can see the column much better, but you still cannot see the mimic.
Well, crap. Can't do anything if I can't see it.
I forget. Can you move again if you're not going to attack?
Yep, you can do a double move.
Yeah. But then I don't get to attack. So what the hell's the point of that?
That is
Well,
true.
then you're like in a great position for next time. You'll have a great view of Amwal getting eaten by a chest.
Oh, that does sound good.
There you go.
okay.
See?
Yeah. So.
Regdar has appointed himself morale leader.
All right. I will move slightly further into the room. Doot, 2,
You can see it now.
3. I can see it now. Excellent. And as a bonus action, I will give Omlal a bit of bardic inspiration.
Oh, Oblal, you are your spirit is buoyed,
I'll have great idea.
and it is now your turn, Oblal.
I will not get eaten. That's my idea. All right. Well,
Doesn't
I
sound
am
great to me.
going to. So I'm grappled. Does that have any impact on me? Other than it trying to eat me?
You can't move away from it, and you have to spend
Gotcha.
your round trying to escape if you want to move away.
It makes
And
you feel
also-
very
I
loved.
can't make an attack, huh?
Your speed becomes 0. Let's see. You can make an attack. You just can't move
Okay,
from
great.
hit.
Great, fine. I'll have no place else he'd rather be.
All right.
So I will hit it with my greatsword.
Will you?
25.
You will.
It's pretty great.
And I got 2 attacks because I too am level 5.
Goodness.
I will do
This
that.
poor mimic.
24.
It's just waiting, minding its own business. All right, you slash
So
it.
21 total damage.
It is still alive, but it is looking not so great for a mimic.
If it was attempting to hide from rampaging adventurers, perhaps choosing the shape of a chest was a poor
Yeah,
move.
Amlal is pretty sure this monster is keeping him from some sort of gold in its stomach, so he is just angry about that.
I think the disguise
Regdar.
is classic entrapment.
You have to tell me if you mimic. That's the law.
Only if you ask. Only if you ask.
Oh
All
boy,
right.
I can't wait for every single chest and door that Omal comes to from now on. Hello, door. Are you mimic?
Wait.
Mimic.
Wait,
Do-
wait,
door,
everybody.
Are you mimic now?
you mimic? You have to wait long time before it answers.
All right. Well, Regdar is going to join the parade of heroes into the room where Amwal's getting killed.
I was going to say, where is that parade?
So I'm going to go over here. Now, you know what? I am going to do something that is very unlike Regdar, but also very like Regdar. I'm going to cast...
This sounds great already.
No, I won't do that. Never mind. I'm good.
That's very like Regdar.
I was going to cast Expeditious Retreat, which allows me to dash, but it only lets me dash in future turns. I thought in my head I had done the math so I could close with the Mimic this turn, but that's not how it works. So instead, I'm just going to use my standard action to move further, but I would like to kind of cower behind one of the pillars within range of the Mimic. Now Regdar is gonna think in his head about mimics.
All
I'm
right.
glad you didn't choose to think in your spleen.
Regdar's a professional, Steve. I'm gonna think in my head about mimics.
Mimics. Mimic.
Now that mimic did some acid damage to Omlal.
Mhm.
Scott, does Regdar have any belief that mimics would be therefore have any resistance or immunities to acid damage? Because Regdar is about to spray acid on that mimic in a future turn.
Whoa.
Would you like me to roll?
That mimic's gonna be tripping its
Would you like me to
chest
mimic?
off.
Would you like me to roll something?
No, mimics are a pretty popular and well-researched monster in this world because they are so unusual. All the kids want to hear stories about the mimics, and you know for a fact that they are immune to acid.
Who are these kids?
They are immune to acid damage. Interesting. All right. What do I know about baby beholders? Because I don't think I'd ever seen one of those in Dark Sun before. Was that super weird for Regdar?
That you would have to roll something to.
What would you like? Would you like a wisdom or a history? What do you want?
I would like.
I mean, it happened to us in the past, so technically that's history, right?
I would like an.
I got some rope. Does that help? Sorry, we've been playing for 20 minutes and no one had mentioned rope, so you know.
When Kachka used to write children's music, she wrote a piece called "Baby Beholder," and the kids loved it.
Oh, baby beholder! I would like an Arcana check.
Baby beholder.
To find out about
16
baby beholders.
Arcana check from Regdar.
So you know that they are a lesser type of beholder, foul and deadly. They are an aberration.
Judgy.
They are generally
baby beholder. Close your eye. That's all I got. I got to close your eye.
It usually takes more
That's
than like 15 minutes for us to go completely.
Yeah,
off
I was
the
gonna
rails.
say. I feel like usually the singing happens late at night, but I don't know. Maybe
This
some
is
of these
what
guys
happens
start.
when we start at noon. Everybody's still nice and fresh. We haven't
Everybody's
had like
punchy.
the evening lull.
Well,
It's not
No one's
Erica,
been beaten down by life yet.
Yeah, Erica, I'm really having the trouble parsing the difference between fresh and drunk. So it's
It wasn't the drunk Prince of Bel Air.
It's a thin line here on Athos.
You know that they
Fair.
are generally summoned from someplace.
All right, got it. So, probably used in a war between wizards. I've been around Dark Sun.
Yada
There you
yada
go.
yada.
Yeah.
And you know the big thing that they don't have, they only have 4 rays, but they don't have the anti-magic ray that regular big beholders generally have. Which was quite useful for it not to have, because it would have killed you all if it did.
Okay. I think Regdar's turn is complete. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Regdar, for your business. Presta.
Well, Presta's business is to, I guess I'll follow everybody else into this room.
You don't have to.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then probably from there I still can't see because pillars and whatnot.
Mhm.
So
That is correct. Well, let's see.
Huh.
Where are you? There. Yeah, you can't see it.
no.
You can see Carlos.
Can I bounce an arrow off the cave wall behind them and hope it hits the mimic?
You can try.
Works better if you put a boxing glove on the end of the arrow.
Why not? I might as well give it a shot because
Oh, give it a shot.
Because moving farther is not going to help me because I can move on my next turn and be able to see it to shoot because longbows shoot very far.
They do.
So
All right. Presta.
nope.
You shoot it into the floor. And,
It was an 18. It worked
all
out
right.
to be an
Well,
18.
then it
but-
got close. Carlos, you feel an arrow whiz past your ear and then just shatter on the wall in front of you.
Ah!
I tried. That's it.
You didn't hurt anybody. Shara.
You're getting it. You'll get there, Scott. I believe you.
just do it both ways every time. You're
I'm
guaranteed
going to.
All right. Well, I'm gonna move.
Hey, Scott, I'm going to throw Shara into the mix.
No.
Deal with that.
Is that a
Oh, it's
wine?
He-Man's girlfriend, right?
That's right, Shara.
Ew.
And they're not going out.
They're siblings, but hey, maybe He-Man's like Game of Thrones and we just
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
She's not He-Man's type.
Oh man, the gritty He-Man reboot.
Head
Oh,
cannon?
wait, didn't we do
I
that
don't
with
know.
Dolph Lundgren?
That was not gritty.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to hit that mimic with an arrow from my crossbow, a bolt from my crossbow. I don't know what do I get a bonus to my roll on this? My character sheet is minimal here.
You should have your
crossbows,
bonus should be
I mean,
dexterity
dex.
plus your proficiency bonus.
Yep. So if you're proficient in crossbows,
plus any feat related bonus or
you do
whatever.
Okay,
I don't think you
so
have
I rolled
There
a.
aren't as many of those.
That's a 19.
a 19 will hit a mimic.
All right, now I need to find my D8.
Finally, someone else is hitting the mimic.
What?
Well, I ran into the room.
I hit it
When
twice.
It's pretty beat up.
Yeah, I mean, mainly it was that all of us were in another room when Omlal ran ahead and got himself killed. So
Excuses,
I don't-
excuses.
It's very sad and
only
broken up
took a little
about
bit.
having to hurt my friend.
you're so broken up, you ran to the nearest treasure.
It was the only
For
solace
comfort.
I could find.
And it
drown.
hooked him. That's exactly what he was hoping for.
All right,
true.
so that's 6 piercing.
6 piercing. All right. Now a bolt is embedded deep within the mimic.
Hot.
I feel dirty. Carlos.
Carlos, yeah. All right. More it's stop everyone. Warhammer time.
Yes?
Here we go.
Oh,
25 versus AC,
that'll hit.
11 damage.
All right, Carlos, on his first stroke with the hammer, brings the hammer down, and the mimic. I was going to say splinter, but it doesn't. It oozes into a mashed up pulp of mimic flesh.
Would you say he broke it down?
No, I would not.
Oh.
So Umlal's going to look for the shiniest thing among the remains of the mimic, whether it be some sort of treasure or like a tooth.
It is a tooth.
It's poop.
He's taking that tooth.
You now
Is it the mimic's tooth or the tooth of somebody the mimic ate?
Umlal does not care.
It is
Might be a gold tooth.
A mimic tooth.
Okay.
Mimic
I'm
have
adding that to my inventory.
you do
Guys-
make-
What do you think the normal resting state of a mimic is? Makes you think, doesn't it?
No.
That's a mimic.
It's too big.
It has many teeth.
That's a big mimic.
Mimics have a true amorphous form.
Okay. So they're like a blob.
So they go back to the
Yes.
Great Link. That's what happens.
That's true. They are basically the founders.
Damn it,
Imagine
now we have to test if any of us are mimics.
Imagine if Odo, instead of being in the form of a constable, was just a door on Deep Space Nine. That's what
I
I'm
would watch
saying.
that. I would watch that show.
All right, line up. I'll
Just
get the
makes like
cattle prod.
sardonic remarks when people pass.
The door is always like closing on cork. I would watch that show. I have simple needs.
Wasn't that door on the other side of the promenade?
So what are you doing? You've mightily killed a treasure chest.
Well,
that
I
was
did.
not really a
Thanks
treasure
for
chest.
minimizing it there, Scott. You guys managed to beat up a box.
Dungeon Master, can you remind us?
That's
Was there
me.
something strange about the north wall of this chasm? Of this, not chasm, cavern? Was it like a magic thing?
No, it was just me blocking out a part of the map I did not want.
All right.
in a way that would be nearly undetectable to anyone who looked.
Okay.
Is there
I-
anything at the eastern side over here?
Sorry, I saw that squiggly line as the universal symbol for magic, and not the squiggly line for this is a wall. Regdar is,
Understood.
in the chaos of combat, Regdar was a little, disoriented.
I completely understand. All right, let's see here.
So what's the deal with this? Because this cavern seems to have some kind of architectural features and not just be a naturally occurring thing, and that it's got all these pillars and it looks like perhaps even some tiling on the ground.
So if you would take a few moments to examine the area, you notice the telltale signs of ancient dwarven ruins, and all of you would know that throughout the desert on Athis, there are any number of ruins that have been, buried by shifting sands and uncovered by shifting winds over the course of millennia. So this is not an unusual thing, certainly. And you also know that Kled is a dwarven town that was built on top of what they think is an ancient dwarven citadel. So,
So I missed Scott earlier. I asked, is there anything over on this east wall, or is this just more cavern wall here?
I am rolling to answer that question.
That's not suspicious
If you
at
roll
all.
and say there's just a wall there, I'm probably not going to believe you.
Just don't worry. There's nothing that you need over there.
Seamless.
Is there something that I need over there?
I am rolling for some treasure, people. You find some things.
Treasure people.
How many of these things are mimics?
Well, you have to find out.
He's got to roll for that.
I do. Oh, it looks like all of them are mimics.
So the mimic didn't have anything in his treasure cavity.
The mimic does not have anything called a treasure cavity.
Yes.
I believe
Also,
it does.
Steve, please never say treasure cavity again.
If you're going to shape yourself as a chest, you're going to get a treasure cavity. That's just how it works.
Steve, please stop it.
Also, you cannot find its moneymaker.
Is that where money
Wait,
comes from?
mimics make money?
Yeah, our economy is
Yep,
horrible. This
They say
explains
money doesn't grow on trees. It comes in the treasure cavity of mimics.
This explains so much about
God
Dark
bless.
Sun.
You know, if mimics brush their teeth every night before they go to bed, they don't get treasure cavities.
Good news, I'll have mimic tooth.
All right.
He's just
Well, make sure
brushing
you brush it every
carefully.
night.
Yep, brushing it carefully in
that's
the
right.
corner.
So you examine this cavern.
We can't actually see the very edge of the wall. It's
It's
blacked
a
out.
cave. Yes. It
Yeah,
is.
I think this is on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
That is not on purpose, but there's nothing there.
Nah, I
Oh,
think so.
well,
Okay.
You're full of lies, then, Scott.
Mhm.
There you go.
Ah, it is a wall. That
Look
makes
at that.
okay. Can you understand why I was asking now?
Yeah.
I understand. I understand. I don't understand these strange new tools. DMing in the 21st century is a lot more difficult than it used to be. So you find, as you examine the area, 120 gold pieces. You find 2 vials that appear to be full of potions of one kind or another, and you find a helm.
Helm.
That's like a hat,
helm.
but in D&D.
That's right. You find
Thanks for the help.
And I will-
Regdar's here to help.
What
I
does it
will-
look like?
Nobody let Regdar put on the headwear, okay?
I will
True.
describe the helm.
Jeez, I put on one magic hat that kills people, and now I'm not allowed to wear any hats.
Yep, that is in fact the rule.
Yep.
I do an Arcana
much.
check on the helm.
All right. It looks like it's like a full. It covers your face. It has some these gems, green gems for eyes. They look
got
like
it.
lenses. What did you get in your Arcana check?
I got a 20.
It is magical.
Yay!
And you would recognize it as a helm of comprehending languages.
Hey, everybody, it's a helm of comprehending languages.
Oh.
I have
It,
no
it
idea
heals
what you
you.
just said.
If one of us wears it, will we understand what the heck Steve's talking about?
It looks like that.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Wow.
The helm of comprehending languages shoots fireballs.
Everyone on the podcast, I'm holding up a picture of the thing it looks like.
Wow, it looks like some
It
sort
looks-
of a monkey.
It looks way cooler than something that just lets you read a bunch of different languages.
Mhm.
It is a thing that lets you read a bunch of different languages. And there are 2 potions.
I can't read. Does it teach me to read?
Well, actually, you can use an action to cast the spell Comprehend Language, which I don't know if that includes spoken language. Let's see. Let's look up Comprehend Language, shall we? This is everyone's favorite part of D&D. Flipping through rule books to remember.
Guys,
what
if you want to
spell
say anything
does.
offensive that'll be edited out later, this is your time.
I don't know. When Scott sings, like that's not a thing you want to cut out. That's fun.
No, I agree.
Oh, it is a thing you want to cut out.
I'm just here for the page flipping noises.
The listeners get annoyed if you cut out the page flipping stuff. It's weird.
Is that true?
That is true.
It's
It's Foley.
You understand the literal meaning of any spoken language you
Uh-oh.
hear. You also understand any written language that you see, but you must be touching the surface on which the words are written, which seems weird. But
The
Weird.
literal meaning. That's an interesting
It's like useful
caveat
for
there.
understanding like giant billboards.
But not skywriting.
yep, you can't touch skywriting. You will never know what it means. So there you go. 3 things: 2 potions and a helm.
Man, if you only understood the literal meaning, that would be almost useless for English. Because
I take
everything-
a sip of one of the
all
potions.
The
to
cat
see
is out
if
of the
it's,
bag.
I take a sip of one of the potions to see if I can figure out what it is.
That is not a good way to figure that out.
That's how you figure that out.
I disagree, but I can't stop you.
You know that potion is a potion of greater healing.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
See?
So it's even better than Elmo's sword.
And there's another one. Who wants to try that one?
You're doing great.
Yeah.
One of
Keep
these
it
will
up.
kill him.
Good
I
job.
literally think I read somewhere that that's how you determine what a potion is.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is
you
how
take a sip.
determine
That's
what
true.
a potion is.
That
So
seems like
I'm going to take a sip of the other one since everybody else is so gutless.
That is a potion of. I can't read my handwriting, so I have to.
I mean, for all we know, I'll
Is a
Put on the
potion
helm.
of I can't read my handwriting the opposite of the helm?
I'm just saying,
Yes.
it
cancel
makes
each
things
other out.
complicated because, like, what if this is a potion that turns you into a 3 and also heals you? We would only know about one of them.
That's true. That is a potion of resistance.
All right, I don't tell anybody.
All right. Well, you know that's a potion of resistance, and nobody else knows what.
You're
It
just
is.
like, this one's just Coke Zero. Sorry.
It's Coke, zero sugar. So there you go.
So what does
Those
a
are the
potion of
things.
resistance do, out of
A
curiosity?
potion of resistance will.
I'll never tell.
When you drink this potion, you gain resistance to one type of damage for an hour. The DM chooses the type or determines it from random. The options below. I will decide to do it randomly.
How about the hurdy
I
kind?
feel like that's a lot less useful.
Yeah, that sounds of light utility to me.
We're going to go into a volcano. Roll randomly. Oh, it's for cold. Sorry.
Yeah.
It is a potion of psychic resistance.
Ooh.
Psychic resistance.
Oh.
Psychic resistance.
Sidekick resistance, yes.
Resistance.
Psychic.
Oh, well then
Yeah.
give it to Regdar.
Yeah.
Oh.
And a potion of greater healing does 4d4 plus 4 healing.
All right, well, I don't need any of this crap, so anybody else wants this stuff?
Who
I
makes
already
most-
understand too much.
I feel like a frontline fighter should probably be the one to have the healing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
not me.
I feel that way too.
Carlos.
That seems reasonable.
Psychic damage is ironically the only kind of damage resistance I can't get, so that actually would be not bad for me.
Yeah, but no one trusts you anymore after the mimic situation.
I was gonna say like
I
you
drink
could-
all the potions.
I'm okay with it.
I don't think
And for
Koska's
all
gonna
we
want to.
know, the mimic attracted him using some sort of psychic beam.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Or pheromones. Wait,
I'm
no.
Well,
I'm sure that was it.
Or possibly Amal's just a dumbass. It's hard to say.
or possibly.
Possibly.
It's hard to determine. So who is taking the potions and who's taking the helm? The helm does not require attunement. So if people remember that some magic items in 5th edition require that you attune yourself to them, and you can only have, I think, 3 things
Yes.
attuned at once.
well, Regdar
I'll
does
say
enjoy.
reading languages for chumps.
I have no interest in hearing other languages.
Regdar enjoys reading. So.
Oh, are we
and
gonna have to
talking.
give Regdar this hat? Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Regdar always needs some sort of hat.
Guys, I already have a hat stand at my house. Does
You know,
anyone
last
else
time we
have?
gave you a hat, some dudes came and took it.
As you were arguing about whether or not you should give the hat to Regdar, you all turn around and you notice that Regdar's wearing a new hat. That looks like the helm you just found.
All right, fine.
This whole thing.
I've had this for years. Oh no.
Well, Carlos
Oh.
takes the potion of greater healing because he knows that it's going. You know, it should go to a frontline fighter, and nobody's giving anything to Omlal right now. So, well,
And so the helm, Tony, just so you know, the helm of Comprehend Language is from the DMGs. You just need to use an action and you can cast Comprehend Languages.
Okay.
At will.
Nice.
Who's Will?
Will Beaton. So if you come across Will Beaton,
Oh.
he only speaks Klingon. So,
I will use the potion against sidekicks to get rid of him.
oh. And there you go. That's it. You spend some more time looking around. You don't find anything else.
Is there any? Were there more places in this cavern to go?
There are no other places to look. You
What?
have investigated everything else.
We didn't even find any trickling rocks.
Yeah.
It is apparently a misnomer.
I'm going to yell, "Hey, elementals, where are you?"
I did not see this coming.
Yeah.
well, good cavern, everyone.
But
You know,
is-
I'm going to feel around the
what's to the
columns and
north
see if there's
there?
any secret buttons or anything on them.
there's nothing to the north.
Okay, because it's blacked out, so I.
Yes, it is just
Team, can we remind ourselves what was our goal in coming to this cave? Other than that, we heard that there were weird
Wasn't
things
there like
happening
a
there.
That was
a
it.
ritual that gets done every
So
like
do you
No,
think
that
days?
happened somewhere else.
Oh, that's
It
somewhere
Different
else.
doesn't
cave.
happen for 7 days.
All right.
This
So-
is you were talking to
Melico.
Melico, who owns Melico Stoneworks.
He said we were visiting him, and he mentioned that it might have
She.
treasure and elementals around it. She.
Mhm.
Well, we found the treasure.
And you also told her that
it had
you
one mimic.
were from Tyr and you would like to buy a lot of stone. So
Yes, we
Spectator
did.
is not considered an elemental,
Right.
so
Is this just what she does with people that are annoying that come to her shop? That she sends them to the murder cave?
this is part of the
I actually respect that.
the hazing ritual for joining.
They could
the
just put up a
believers,
no
perhaps.
solicitation sign. And really,
This is more fun.
And then you did hear about another cave where the Believers, which is this group
Yes,
of
the cult.
elders of the town,
yes,
gather to perform ceremonies that are
Yes.
just fun
for
rituals.
the greater good.
Mhm.
And the person you spoke to, Luther, something like that.
Something
He was
or
a
Luther
tanner.
something.
Yeah.
And there were lots of Full House jokes.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Oh, damn it.
that well is dry.
He told you about this. He's one of them. He's a
If
believer.
I don't remember it, it never happened.
And he thought that Melico had told you about the Believers, and you, being very clever, said, well, he told half of us, so if you could just tell the other half of us. And him being...
Because we don't have the time right now.
very, very stupid, agreed.
Why not get it from the source?
Guys, how many of you are starting to believe your own lies? Just checking in.
Well, Regdar, as I recall, you started this.
I
What?
have a few
Lying.
notes for the Swinging Sword about their hospitality and their room service for my hotel
Yes, you
inspection.
are hotel
Yeah.
inspecting.
Did you fill out a,
You need
a comment
to
card?
import
I
some
did.
hotels for the big
Yep.
tier.
Well, that's what we
so-
need. That's what we need the stone for, to build the hotel.
That's right. I think you were telling them that you need to repair the walls after the revolution or something like that.
Something like that. yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
And he told you about this, but he didn't know they blindfold him when they take him to the cave because he's an idiot, and they don't want him to tell people.
and
about it.
the next meeting
So-
was 7 nights away. That was yesterday.
Yes.
So I got the sense that we might, barring more information, be sort of doing some side quests
Cave
and
clearing?
investigation while waiting for that next meeting.
Fetch quest.
Right. And
Should we?
does everyone
be
remember
leaving this cave, then?
what you're looking for?
The delegation. That
There you
was-
go.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
good.
and more importantly, their papers, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, so you were looking for, they had some trade papers, the halflings from Bogo, buy one, get one free. Of course, that's Bofo.
Love that town.
I don't want to know what that's about.
And they were on their way to freedom, but they never arrived. From freedom to Kled. They did not arrive in Kled, apparently.
And nobody had seen them on the road. And Shara actually, I believe, recognizes all of them, knows them, so she'll know them when we see them.
Yes. And you will know they were a mix, the trade delegation was a mix of halflings and other races.
Other lesser races.
They're all lesser races if they're
You
no
were also
elves.
told that there's...
Dwarf, an elf, 2 dwarfs, an elf, and a human. Yeah.
And you were also sent by, remember, the Templar Tyr, and he said, or she actually, asked you to look into, there's reports of kind of elemental cults gathering, and she wants to know,
Black something? Black Earth? Cult of the Black Earth?
the Black Earth cultists, and that was when you guys explained that you were attacked in that big sinkhole at the market, and I believe you put 2 and 2 together, and those are and if you haven't, hey, now you've put 2 and 2 together.
That's a lot of math. I was told there'd be no math.
Those may have been Black Earth cultists.
I'm just glad it's not those blue oyster cultists. They're really worrisome.
And that is what your character should know at this point.
So should we be leaving this place?
Should we spend some hit dice before we do anything?
Oh, that's
Oh,
great.
yes.
Yeah, this seems like
I
a great
think we
place
should.
to rest because there sure as hell ain't anything going on here.
Let's take an hour.
You
How
just
do
got
I-
some sweet treasure.
For anybody
So-
using hit dice during this short rest, I am playing the Song of Rest, so you get an
Oh.
extra 1d6 HP.
Is that
Okay.
for each hit die we use or total?
Or do you roll
Total.
the d6 once and we get that?
I will roll it right now. You get 5 extra.
And that's for everybody?
Nice.
Anybody who uses a hit die.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
back to max.
And
Thanks.
anybody who can hear, if you can't hear the song, you cannot get it.
I'm listening.
And I am going to take the effects of a long rest during
yes,
this short
yes.
rest, because that's something I
Ooh
can
la
do as
la.
a 3 create.
I think I'm just gonna spend 1. I may regret that later, but that's what.
Yeah, so I am also only spending 1, which doesn't quite get me up to full, but I feel like
All
it's
right.
close enough.
Yeah, I'm at 21 out of 27. That's
I'm at full.
I'm at
Sounds
37
great.
out of 42.
This is likely going to be the last thing we do today anyway.
Isn't it wasn't this the first thing we did today?
This is, it's still early morning.
Yep.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I just assumed the role of a player where they're like, we're basically done with the day, and it's like it's 9:30, guys. You did this before breakfast.
Should we?
Wait, no.
kick
We
off
don't do
for the
anything
day?
before breakfast.
Yeah, let's just go home and watch Netflix for 10 hours.
That's a long rest.
Yeah.
All
On
right, I'll hold
Athos, Netflix is just a spider that casts webs at you.
That's all right.
It's Netflix and kill.
Did we explore kind of this thing to what I'm assuming is the west? So if we go out and we go around the
That's
trail a little bit, there's kind of like a
Plateau.
a cul-de-sac in the middle of the cave.
Yes.
We did, okay.
As you were coming in, you explored it, and it was empty,
Okay.
except for this one.
Dumb question. Was
Place.
the creature that we fought, that was an elemental, right? So there was one elemental and then some other things?
Yes.
Because we were told elementals and treasure, so check and check.
Wait, the spectator
There's no
was an
trickling
elemental?
rocks, though, so still false advertising.
Well, I mean, it's Athos. How much water do you want? It's like everything
A lot of
in
water.
Athos
I need
is
a lot of
like
water.
Greenland, and you get there and it's like, well, we weren't going to put beige land on the brochures. So,
That's right. No one would visit.
yeah.
More sand land.
Yeah.
It rhymes.
Oh, that's good. So there you go. What are you guys gonna do? You can hang out in this this cave for a while if you like. You have
Yeah,
you
this
have
cave is great.
explored
Yeah.
it.
Um,
You could go back to Kled. You could.
I mean, we've scouted it. This could be a helpful place to retreat to for when we inevitably turn the townspeople upon us.
Or just
But
to
it-
come back and rest if we
Yeah.
need
Yeah, when we inevitably turn the townspeople against us.
to. Right,
Uh,
right.
This is our lair now, guys.
For when we inevitably turn
We
the
have a lair.
townspeople against us. But
Do
it
we need
seems
to set up
like...
like a go bag?
Can we
in
be
here?
the Trickle Rock gang now?
No.
All right.
The Trickle Rock Gang? The Trickle
How-
Rock Gang.
All right, partner. That's not acceptable.
We even have a theme song.
I
Come
think
on.
the Trickle Rock gang opens for the Little River Band.
So what are you doing?
Leaving. I
Back
think
to
we should
Kled.
go.
I think we're gonna
Let's
wait.
back
Yeah.
to Kled.
Let us
All
leave.
right.
Let's go back to Kled. We've got a mimic tooth. Do we need any other pieces of things we killed as proof of how awesome we are?
I don't think we should tell people that we killed everything in this cave. If we want to use it as a
No.
hideout or a lair, we want people to think it is still.
Yeah, see, there's all sorts of crazy
Risky.
stuff in there. Watch out.
Yep.
And it's not elementals, you elemental loving freaks.
Oh, okay. So here's the news story. That mimic tooth, that is the tooth of our friend that you don't remember from last time. That's all that's
good.
left of him. Yes.
Oh,
He
we'll
was
just
too
tell them
intimidating to
Amal
bring into
died
town.
in there.
Yeah, let's.
And they'll believe that.
Yeah, I'm all
We
done.
met another guy just like him.
Yeah, Dan's got a stack of half giants ready to go.
Implausible.
Yeah.
So
Hello,
you return.
Imlil.
Imlil, me, breakfast sandwich, me.
See, you have sharp mimic tooth here instead
Yes.
of normal tooth. Totally different guy.
hmm
You return to Kled.
Thank you.
The hell we do.
I don't want to go back to Kled.
Where would you like
No,
to go?
back to Kled seems good.
Better Kled than dead. Yeah.
You arrive at Kled. I don't remember
Or
the path
Red
you
Larch,
took.
as some
but-
refer to it.
I will. No, that's we do not speak of Red Larch.
That was yeah. That's not
Before the
it's-
cataclysm. this
Kled
was Red
Larch.
Shoot, exactly.
That was like the colonial name that it was given, but they've rebranded and they've gone back to the original name.
That's right.
Yeah.
They've thrown off the name of their oppressors.
It's like an Ayers Rock kind of situation. Yeah,
That's
we're,
right.
we're
For
good.
listeners to this audio-only podcast, the map has Red Larch scratched off with the word Kled written above it.
Guys, don't show that. That's
No one
you're
wants to see
revealing.
how
They
the
love
sausage is
this
made.
stuff. Come
yeah,
on.
don't
okay.
don't reveal a Dungeon
right.
Master's secrets. That's totally not cool.
This is
took a
just
lot
this
of
is a
time.
members-only inside basable fact.
Yeah.
It took a
All right,
long
yeah.
amount of my
I
time.
like that
to-
Kled is written on the match like it's like, you know, private treehouse keep out.
Yeah. Yeah, Erica, if you could just cut out this segment and release this 3-minute piece as a members only piece, that would
That's
be
right. This is a bonus. Money well spent, listeners. Good job.
Scott, you were saying.
No, I wasn't.
So do we want to go back to Luthor or whatever and say, hey, we checked out that cave and there's big scary monsters there? Or do
We
we
just
wanna...
discussed that we would not do that because for reasons.
Well, we were going to say there are big scary monsters there.
All right.
But I...
So he's not the one that told you about it, though.
Oh, it was Melico?
Melico told you, and she's a woman. Although, as you on your way back, you take the long road back to Kled, and you pass by Melico Stoneworks. So if you want to stop in, it is on your way.
Yeah.
I don't know where you're going, but it is the first thing you see. So you have to pass it if you're going to Kled, at the very least.
Well, we should pop in and see if she's surprised that we came back. Did we let her know that we were going that way?
Nope. So she
no,
will
I
not
don't
be
think
surprised.
we've told anybody.
No one
She
will
may
be
be
surprised because no one cares. So,
And there's that too. Yeah.
This is a small town. We're probably of great interest.
mm,
Mm.
mm.
Well, you have
Look, there's only 21 numbered points of interest on this map, so 25.
and you've been to like
They've
3 of
expanded.
them. So
I don't know. Does anyone have an idea that's not stupid?
Nope.
That's asking
Only-
a lot.
only-
Should we
I
just
asked,
like?
Regdar asked the big questions.
you could go to Eddie. You could go back to the Swinging Sword. You could.
Let's go someplace new.
You know what?
Right.
Let's browse. Scott, can you tell us about some of the businesses that we have not ventured into yet?
Certainly.
Guys, it's important to get our bearings. Let's take a quick loop of town, and see.
Window shop.
Yeah, and let's just get a sense of what's here, in case, so we know where to flee when the townspeople inevitably turn upon us.
Just keep your story straight because they're gonna talk, and
Yeah.
if we're
Mhm.
staying here for 7 days,
We
And
have
they
already
find out-
created 3 lies, so
Yeah, right,
let's
yes.
stay within
Can
those
we
3.
weave
Yeah.
them together in like a seamless whole?
Dan-
All right, so
Dan-
which ones of us are hotel inspectors? Which ones are leather enthusiasts? And which
Ooh,
ones
leather
want rock?
enthusiast.
I
right
think we
here.
should not say leather enthusiast again.
What, are we signing up for the village people now? What's going on?
What?
I think Regdar was most drawn to that he is scouting for good. He's a quarry scout.
I think pottery to
Amlal
stone is.
All right.
Amlal's a half giant. He's all about the stone.
yeah,
Oh, I
Yeah,
forgot
but
you
we're-
were a quarry guy.
yeah. Well, but no, this makes sense. We're an economic
on.
envoy from Tyr, so there can be a mix of professions
And I'm
among us.
just your guide. That's
Yes.
it.
I just met these
I
Well,
just
guys.
appreciate the fact that the road on the map, labeled the long road, is the shortest road on the map.
Well, the road keeps going,
Well, it's
Steve.
not quite the shortest room.
Yeah, use your imagination.
Yes, please. All right, so you are as you walk down the perhaps erroneously or perhaps not named long road, you pass by number 18, which is the stoneworks, which you have been to.
Yes.
15 is a bathhouse and dress shop.
Quick, Steve, mark it as your quarry.
Well, then Tony will want to inspect it.
The quarry, yeah.
I
Bathhouse,
got it.
you say.
I'm sorry,
Ah.
Scott. You said 18 was the
The stoneworks.
Stoneworks.
I walk up to the wall and write quarry on the side of it. There, I've marked it.
Hilarious.
Okay, that's getting cut out.
Number 8 is the bakery where you had those delicious buns.
Steve, nothing.
Nothing. No.
I've already been slapped down in the last 30 seconds, Dan, so I'm going to pass on that one, thanks.
Number 6 seems to be a harness shop. Number 5 is like a wagon store or a wagon showroom, I guess maybe.
A wagonry.
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 There you
Yeah.
go, a wagonry.
Yeah.
Number 2 is the Swinging Sword, where you are staying.
For now.
For now. Number 3 seems to be Ramshackle 2-story tavern.
There's a tavern across from the Swinging Sword.
It is tough.
Yeah,
it's cutthroat business
Competition.
here
Yeah.
in Kled.
What we
Uh,
should
They're
have.
like
only
that
the
one's
same
losing.
person. It's like a Starbucks across from a Starbucks.
I feel like we should have checked that out before because we just stayed in the first tavern
Yeah,
we found.
we
That
didn't
seems.
price shop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's.
but the
Yeah.
swinging sword was not described as ramshackle, so I
That's
feel like we made the right choice.
But that one's 2 stories, guys. Look at us
What
staying
does-
in a 1-story place like suckers.
What's on the sign that's hanging from the Ramshackle Tavern?
You pause to consider the Ramshackle Tavern, and you
Is that the
see-
name or a description?
It's actually a picture of a male sheep and, a handcuff.
Yeah, it's
Thank
a
you,
ram
Aaron.
and a manacle.
That's funny. The tavern's name is very clearly printed in large, simple letters on both sides of a jutting wooden sign.
Right,
Real-
I can
real-
read it.
Hell,
Really
Okay.
appeals to the vastly illiterate population of Athens.
It is called the Helm at
Regdar,
High
put on your
Sun.
helmet.
Atop the sign is a rusting, oversized adornment, a warrior's bucket helm with 2 eye slits. As you squint to look at it, you realize that it's actually an upside-down wash tub.
I I love
So
this
is that-
tavern.
It was the helm and
It's
the
for
what?
giants.
It is-
Let's be honest, you guys. This sounds like more like our kind of place.
It is called
really
the
does.
Helm at High Sun.
I check us out of the
Helmet.
swinging sword.
Are there rooms here, or is this just a tavern? Because that could be.
Well,
We'll make rooms.
You
We probably
are.
shouldn't check
You don't know.
Carlos goes in.
All right,
Yeah,
I
let's
want to
go
go
in.
in the tavern.
Okay.
Any
All right.
tavern becomes a
Are there-
bunkhouse if you
are there
stay
any
there long
elves?
enough.
Wait, is 1 or 3 the tavern? Sorry.
This is
3.
number 3.
3. Okay.
You have not made it to 1 yet.
Check your
it
whoever's
is-
labeling this sucker.
Check your labels, man. Inside, you see a large, dimly lit, wood-paneled
way better.
tap room. An open-tread wooden staircase climbs to the upper floor, which is just as dim and darkly paneled as the tap room. Across the back of the tap room is a large bar with 3 candle lanterns hanging over it, and a stair leading down to the cellars. You can see it's probably, 10 o'clock in the morning, but it's fairly busy for a tavern at 10 o'clock in the morning. You can tell this is kind of like, whereas the Swinging Sword is kind of the upscale place where people from out of town hang out, the Helm at High Sun is clearly the local drinking hole.
We're at a towny bar, you
Whoa.
guys. Look out.
Yes,
That's
and you
where we
can
need to be.
hear people. There are
Amwal puts a quarter in the jukebox.
There are 2 people serving the guests. You look up at the second floor, thinking, well, perhaps clearly that's where people they rent out things, but it is in fact another bar. So it is 2 floors of bar.
Do the patrons turn to
Whoa.
look at us
Wow.
in silence as we walk in?
The patrons are focused at this point on drinking and ignore you.
Why
These are my
doesn't
people.
anybody
It's like-
care about us? Aren't we awesome? Shouldn't they care about us?
It's mid-morning, and they're paying attention to their booze.
These
I
are
think
hardcore
they've got
drinkers.
worse
These
things
are-
on their
yep.
mind.
Yeah, we've found our spot. Let's just
Newcomers.
You
We
notice
don't need that
behind-
tavern back
The
in tier. We got
end.
this one now.
You notice behind the bar there are 3 stout and well-used cudgels
Ooh,
and
stouts,
an
I like
old
stouts.
cloak used as, well, you wouldn't know this, but you assume it's used as an improvised stretcher to lug drunks outside.
I totally assume that.
You wouldn't see a cloak, and that's what you assume.
Cloak's got stretcher written all over it.
All right, guys, let's split up and chat up the locals and try not to turn the town against us.
My charisma
Whoa.
score says that's not not happening.
Amwal sits down at the nearest table and says, "Who you want kill?"
There's a dwarf drinking by himself, and he looks up and he's like, who are you?
Never mind.
And then his head thumps onto the table.
At 10:30, man, this guy is hardcore.
Well, they're dwarves, Dan.
They're dwarves.
Do you know
are-
how much it takes a dwarf to get drunk?
He's been at this since last night.
Yeah, this is.
He's
Wow.
just still here.
He's
I like
still here. So what are the
Is
rest
there-
of you doing? You see there's a human behind the bar. He is just doing bar things. I have
What
such a way
sorts
with
of things
words.
are those?
I will-
He's doing the bar thing.
Way
I
to,
will
way to
order
paint a
Worked
picture.
in a lot of bars, huh, Scott?
Yes. He's
He's so. What are you? We're talking like he's like a vertical cylinder. There's several others of them blocking a
That's
window.
right.
I don't.
This would have been a perfect time to patch in Stuart Wellington as an NPC.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. He's pitting olives. I assume bar
he could
keep
have
do
brought
that.
some realism to the proceedings.
Putting some pimento.
Instead of saying bar things.
I'll order a drink and just sort of take it into a corner where I can quietly sit and watch the interactions, see if anybody comes and goes. I'll leave it to other people to actually do the talking.
All right. So as you scan the bar, you see the drunken dwarf. You see a couple of clusters of humans. You see a large female half orc drinking a lot. Even as you have been there, you've only been there for maybe 3 minutes as you scan around, and she's had 2 rounds of drinks brought to her, and she's currently drinking something else.
No halflings, huh?
Can I roll an insight to just see if I get any particular vibes off of anybody?
Sure.
That's a 23.
You feel like the guy behind the bar has a proprietary air about him, so he probably is the owner. And
The
you
proprietor.
you notice that the rest of the people in the bar are, if they're not passed out, they are working hard to become passed out.
Gotcha. All right, I will just sip my whatever fermented cank milk and
Is the half orc
That's it.
at a table or at the bar?
She is at a table.
Oh, all right.
And the bartender says, "Would you like anything?"
I would like to order an
Newcomers.
ale for myself and for the half-orc, and I'm going to sit down next to the half-orc and say hello.
All right. The half-orc looks up to you because she's always
Sorry,
admired you.
It looks like I didn't hear you correctly.
Alexa,
Please
be
try
quiet. I need to mute
Is
my
that
Alexa.
the name of
Excuse
the
me.
half-orc?
You don't have to quiet your own NPCs, Scott. Just shut up.
Very well spoken for a half orc. Hello, I'm a half orc.
I have muted Alexa, and now it is pulsing red at me.
Oh, my.
It's angry.
Angry.
Get out.
Angry. She looks up to you and says, "Thanks for the drink."
How you
And
doing?
Picks it up and drinks it all in one gulp.
Oh, I see you're doing well.
She says, "I'll tell you how I'm doing. Not well.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Are you from around here?
I am
you
not
live in
from
Kled?
around here. This place is a hellhole, and I hate it.
I hear you. It's a
And
dump.
I don't like anybody who's here. They are all stupid, and I hate them."
Yeah, it sucks pretty bad. Say, if you, so what you been doing in town then?
Drinking.
That's it? You came here just to drink?
I didn't choose to come here. Bug man.
Oh, sorry. It's a bug woman, by the way.
Oh, my apologies.
It's okay. Everybody makes that mistake.
I
So
can
what
never
are you
tell.
doing here then?
Well, I was another ale. I was a guard.
I'll get that.
Thank you.
Somebody pay the man.
And the bartender looks at one of you and says, "Who's paying for this ale?"
I'm across the room.
We just
Everyone's
picked
like-
up 100 trade gold pieces. How expensive could this ale be?
150 gold pieces, please.
Oh my.
God.
Wow.
You're drinking liquid gold.
That's what they do. They take it behind the bar and melt it down and give it back to you in a glass.
I've only been here for 2 days, and this has been the longest week of my life.
Womp womp.
Well, what brings you here? How'd you end up stuck in this dump?
Well, I was with a caravan, and we came from Freedom. And
Freedom!
and I was sick and tired. The caravan, Kled is pretty awful. The caravan, even worse. And so I quit, and I'm here and hoping I could sign up for another caravan.
I've heard
Get
the
outta
road
here.
between Freedom and here is pretty rough. Do you guys run into any trouble?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we did.
Tell me about it.
I will. So the caravan, I quit the caravan.
What's that book you're looking into, half-orc?
It's just my little address book, so
Oh, okay.
I know what's going on.
Helps me remember.
Helps me. Yes, I remember. So the caravan I was on continued south. After they dropped me off here at Kled, I quit. It sucks. Now we did have a fight on our way from Freedom about 15 days ago.
I assume that's what you were there for. Did you kick their butts?
Well, they were only halflings, so of course I kicked their butts.
Oh boy. Was just
Just
halflings,
drinks.
or was it a mixed group?
There was a mix of dwarves and humans and halflings, mostly halflings. They look like they were from, the Ringing Mountains. Is that where halflings are from?
And they set upon you guys in the caravan?
Well, they.
That's what halflings do, man. They eat ya.
Halflings are cannibals, so never trust a halfling. Keep your eyes. But I don't care what happened. It was a minor skirmish, but it was annoying as all get out. And
So
now
did
they
you-
docked my pay because they
Did
said
you-
that I wasn't intimidating enough. So that
Yeah.
they
It really
attacked
sucks
us.
to be you. But
that's
did you
why.
kill this group of people, or?
Oh no, I don't know what happened to them. We had a little fight. First blood was drawn, but that was it.
Yeah. I mean, would you say like some halflings and maybe a couple of dwarves, a human and an elf, maybe?
Yes, that sounds about right.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So you left them out in the desert between here and Freedom, then, huh?
Well, this was 15 days ago, so I don't know where they went, but
Oh, but that's where you encountered them.
that's where we encountered them.
That's very
Wait, is she talking about the group that set upon them or the caravan that she was with?
She is talking about the group that it is unclear who set upon whom,
Right,
but there
but they
was a
fought
fight
these
between
people.
two caravans, one of which she was on, and the other was composed of halflings, an elf, dwarf, some dwarves.
So
AKA the people we're looking for.
so we've got them
Exactly.
15
Right.
days ago on the road to here from Freedom, and they didn't make it.
That's a long time to be out in the wilderness.
The
Yeah.
desert, yeah.
Well, hey, at least even if being on the caravan sucks, you get some good stories out of it, right?
Was that a good story?
It was fairly solid.
Oh,
I've heard better.
Thank you. What?
Well, you need to add some adjectives and some details, and really talk it up.
Adjectives. Half-orcs are not
Yeah.
great with adjectives.
This is some true like bardic inspiration here.
And it wasn't much. I call it a fight, but it was more of a
But
brawl.
I tell stories. I tell musical stories for a living. So you can take it or leave it. It's cool. I don't need to tell you how to do your job.
Half-orc ballads. I could really use a rendition of a half-orc.
Do I know
ballad.
any half-orc ballads? What should I roll for that? Performance?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to roll performance.
She's also really drunk, so maybe she'll just buy anything as
That is a 16 performance.
Just make it ugly.
You know one half-orc ballad.
All right, I'm going to quietly play the half-orc ballad to this gal because she
she's
helped us out.
Kind of rocking back and forth.
Can we
in her
hear a few
chair.
bars, Steve?
No,
It's very
there are
quiet.
a few
quietly.
bars. There's this place and the Swinging Sword across the street.
So what are the rest of you doing as Ketchka is chatting away and now singing to a half-orc?
I want to go upstairs to the second level and check things out.
Okay, so you go upstairs and...
I will not go to the second level with her.
The second level is just as dimly lit and ramshackle as the first level. The biggest difference is that there's nobody here because it's so early that everybody's just
That
out
needs to
on the-
overflow into
Exactly, so it is empty.
Okay.
There's another bar up here, but no one's behind it.
Okay. So I'll go back down and convey that to people who are not engaged in conversation with half orcs.
Excellent. Anybody else want to talk to anybody? There's the bartender. There's other people in the bar.
Carlos will go over to the bartender and order a beverage appropriate for 10 in the morning. I'm not quite sure what that is. They've got a
According to
shandy or something. I don't know.
A sandy.
Shandy.
Yeah, a bloody sand.
Yeah, a bloody sand. Exactly.
Yeah.
He says
a tear sunrise,
Blood on the sands.
Yeah.
And
he gives you a drink.
It's just a cup of sand with some grenadine poured over the top.
Carlos,
the hair of the kank that bit you.
Carlos tries to he greets him and asks him what the lay of the land is. What's going on in Kled? Because Carlos is not from here. He's just arrived.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Kled. My name is Garland. I own this bar with two other investors. That's it. My life. All of my life and my work has led me to own a tavern in Kled.
Congratulations. Congratulations. It's very nice.
It is not nice. The Swinging Sword. That's the place you want to go. This place sucks.
Wow.
That's it's more like a hipster place.
I heard that from all the way over here.
How did you get two other investors?
Street team.
The pitch meeting is very different. But, the locals like it. These local yokels. Luckily...
My customers are dumb, too.
You're not from Kled originally?
I am not from Kled. There are two things from Kled. I didn't catch your name.
Don't say
what's
it.
your name? It is sand and idiots. And I'm
Cakes
neither.
and wanks.
Well, you're fresh out of sand.
I'm fresh out of sand.
You're never out of sand in Athos.
What's the word on the street? Why are the people here?
I love that song.
Why are the people here so annoying? What's going on? Anything going on in Kled, or
It
is
just
it
got a lot more annoying when we rolled into
or is
town.
it just boring?
I do a fine business. I guess my heart is in mercantile exchange, but I lost fortune, and I took what I could. And some friends. I have a friend from Tyr who retired to Kled, and he said, "Hey, I know you've hit the skids there. Why don't you take your little nest egg and invest it in this sweet bar that I have?" And sight unseen, being a trustworthy soul that I am, I invested in this beautiful establishment you see. And now I'm here to try and recoup all of my money.
We're from Tyr.
Would you like another drink?
Oh, no.
Who's your
Oh,
investor
no.
from Tyr?
You're from Tyr. Oh, that's great. His name is Justrin Delar. Do you know him? He's a human.
See, I totally thought there was a huge lie coming there. I was
Oh,
worried, but it was just a question.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's brewing. It's a brewing.
He's in the cellar counting the stock if you want to say hi.
Do I know him, Scott?
You do not.
Okay. I'd love.
Jason says,
roll to
"I
see
know
if
him. I know
I'd
him."
love to. I'd love to say hi to a fellow Tyrian.
Tyrion?
Tyrion.
Is he a short fellow?
No.
Always pays.
Nope.
The debts.
He says, "All right, hold on a second. Let me go get him." And he doesn't move. He just turns his head to the side and yells out, "Justrin!" At a few moments, another human comes up and says, "What the hell do you want, Garland?" And he says, "Justrin, this guy wants to meet you. Carlos, I think his name is. Carlos Justrin." Justrin says, "Hi, Carlos.
Hi. We're from
How
Tier.
can I
I
help
just
you?
wanted to. I was curious since I know you're from Tier 2. I didn't know if we had crossed paths. We've done some work from some of the mercantilists.
All hail the Sorcerer King."
No.
Newsflash. Yeah.
What? What has happened to the Sorcerer King? Pray tell me nothing bad has happened to the Sorcerer King.
Yeah, we kind of
Are you like a big Sorcerer King fan?
He was overthrown and is dead.
Question mark. I feel like for a big Sorcerer King fan, this guy is not keeping up with the Sorcerer King news.
Well,
Because
He spends most of his time in the cellar.
The latest issue of the Sorcerer King newsletter was on that caravan.
Oh, guys, but Regdar's job is to distribute the Sorcerer King newsletter, and he's not done it in weeks.
We did some work for House Sham at one point. Do you?
You're also
hush
like
up.
a famous gladiator. Don't undersell that. Carlos, we've talked about this.
Garland says, "House Sham. House Sham."
Yeah,
Oh.
Delham Sham. They were the
House
worst.
Sham.
We hate it. We they were the worst.
Yeah, they told me they had me invest in this scheme where they were, for some reason, moving beetles around.
Oh
And
yeah.
they told me that I would make lots of money. And you want to know how, just guess, Carlos.
Well,
we're friends now.
I heard
just
it-
guess
I
how
heard-
much money did I make from
I
this
heard
beetle
a
trade?
story.
Guess.
It's a whole crew of really talented adventurers foiled that whole scheme, and they went down in failure. So I would imagine you didn't even get your money back.
You have a fine imagination. And if I ever meet
Indeed, I do.
those adventurers who screwed up this beetle trade, I'll tell you, I probably won't do anything because I'm just a commoner. But I'll be very angry.
I heard they all died.
Well, that's good. I hope it was painful.
You
I
know,
heard it was.
it's important not to invest in multi-level beetle marketing schemes.
Well, where were you when I
What they
invested?
say.
But luckily, I'm sure that the helm at high sun will recoat all of my money. And then he turns away, and you can hear him quietly sobbing.
That's okay. This guy,
Amlal says, "This town really full of idiots indeed."
yeah, he seems like a sucker. He's really into the Sorcerer King, which is the ultimate pyramid scheme. So, you know,
Well, if we ever have
See
some,
what you did there.
Oh, a little dark sun
Wow.
humor.
very
we can always come to this guy if we're short on cash. Just make up some kind of scheme and tell him it's a
currently
surefire
figuring
win.
out what lie will get this guy to give him money.
We buying stone to build new pyramid. You should get in at ground level.
Is this what we do now? We remember when we were ostensibly heroes, and now we're just people who talk tavern owners out of their money.
I feel like we're kind of like heroes for hire, but without the heroes part.
We're just for hire, except
For
we
hire.
just take
For
your
hire.
money.
Yeah, well, like I think
People.
we're robbers.
Well,
Yeah.
for hire.
I like to think of Carlos's chaotic good, emphasis on the chaotic.
Yeah.
So
I think you're
Heroes for money taking.
yeah.
You're
Yes, that's right.
Well, and
Wait.
Crest has neutral good, but most of the people we run into aren't elves. So
Carlos
That's true.
Carlos leans forward to the bartender and lowers his voice a little bit and says, "So,
Mhm.
what's with these believers? What's what we keep
believers,
hearing that there's
oh.
these believers in town. We don't. It seems like a little shady."
I have never heard. I mean, there's always this rumor about a secret cabal of people who run the town, but I think that's just more of these idiots talking
Probably.
to explain, because you know what people do. They create conspiracies to explain why they lost out. Now, the conspiracies that impacted me were real because these beetles were supposed to be 100% certain.
How big a conspiracy would it take to run this garbage town?
The real question is, who would want to run this garbage town? I ask you, sir. Not me.
It's probably Melico.
I don't. Well, Melico, has a good business, so I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't think that anybody really cares about this town. I certainly don't.
All right. Neither do we.
Good.
I like it.
Are you going to pay for that beverage?
All right.
Let's move on.
Because I need money.
Should we check out some other options
So
here?
I have this interesting idea about how I drink a beer and then I drink 2 more beers and then somehow you invest in that. And in the end, you get like 30 beers.
Tell me more.
I think that you get 30 beers and that Kachka throws up all over your floor. Here, all your beer back.
Yeah, Kachka talks like that.
They all bled together, these characters.
I'm just really trying to think about what the consistency of 3 green vomit is like, and it is not good.
Hey, that's how we make our weapons.
No.
Yeah, I mean they literally make weapons out of that.
That's true.
So, should we go outside and see what, how about number 1? What's
That's
number
why
1
we
like?
call it an upchuchka.
Oh God.
Yeah, let's do that because
No.
if we stay here long enough, there'll be a hootenanny again, and it's way too
That's
early
right.
for that.
Yeah, it is.
The number 1 is a temple. A temple of something.
I want it to be like, oh, this is the temple of evil elements. And we're all like, skip.
It is the All Elements Shrine. You know, outside of the cities, states that are ruled by sorcerer kings, people tend to worship the elements. There are no gods in Athos, but they worship the elements in general. And there you go.
I want to go.
Boring.
I want to leave something at the shrine since I'm Genasi and part
Okay,
elemental.
so you want to go inside the shrine?
Sure.
So you see a grand stone mansion. It looks like a grand stone mansion, and it has 2 wide doors that are painted with many kind of symbolic representations of the elements. Inside is a plain chapel with a stone altar. You could see. I'm trying to see if there's anybody in here.
Hello.
Hello.
Is everybody in here?
Yes, there is someone here. Hi. There are 2 people in there: a male priest and a female acolyte. They are, setting up a sacrifice on the altar.
Acolyte, that's a rough game.
Uh,
I will
There you
also go in. Like I
Not nearly
travel
as
a
rough
lot.
as Acta Prime.
It pays to be kind to all the gods
that's right.
and
So,
elementals and whatnot.
Imdar.
Actually, it only pays to be kind to the Sorcerer King. Just
Not that
That's
night and
what
that
you
anymore.
think.
Doesn't pay as well as it used to.
That's only if you want to live in one of their stupid cities.
That's just a rumor.
Imra, the priest says, "Welcome, welcome. How may we help you today?"
I'm just passing through town and wanted to pay my respects. I know the elementals watch over and help this town, and I wanted to pay my respects to them for doing so and protecting all these fine people here.
And you notice as he looks at you, his eyes widen as he realizes what you are, and he says, "Whoa, we're honored to have you here. Any blessing that you could give us would be more than we deserve, frankly. Please, do you need any refreshments? Can we do anything for you?"
No, I am well, thank you. But actually, I was wondering if you could give me some more information because I have heard something about how much the people here revere the elementals, and I was wondering if there is anywhere maybe outside of town where I could pay more respects to my forebears.
Anywhere outside of town. Well, I mean, we're surrounded, of course, by desert, so I don't need me to tell you this, but you could, of course, any desert place is some place where you can certainly worship the elements. There are no locations in this area that are of more note elementally than others. Of course, I'm sure you've heard the news of strange elemental doings, as we all have. Earthquakes, weird winds sweeping down the plains, things of that nature. I've only
In
been
Oklahoma?
here. I've only been here a couple of weeks. I'm an itinerant elemental priest, as they generally are, and I haven't noticed anything too crazy here.
Okay. Have you heard of? I really hate to bring it up, but have you heard of the Believers?
The Believers.
The Believers. Is that ringing a bell for you? No.
I've not heard anything of the Believers. We spend most of our time, and he points to his acolytes here, tending to the temple.
Since I came in with, and I'm just sort of like, being respectful and listening, I want to make an insight check and see if they actually have.
Okay. Go for it.
That's a 13.
You think that they're telling the truth?
Okay. Well, I'm going to leave them. I'm going to give them like 5 gold.
Say thank you profusely.
And say thank you so much for carrying on this fine tradition and making sure the elementals are given their respect and due.
Of course, they both bow to you and say thank you for visiting us.
I will give 3 gold.
Oh, well, thank you slightly less.
I'm not actually of the elementals. This is just,
They still thank you, though, And that is the All Elements Shrine.